They are flying off store shelves and right into the sky. But what do you need to know about using drones?
There are criminal and civil penalties that could come into play.
We are finding out the rules especially important for Irving residents to follow.
You want to go swimming again? They get to just be like everybody else and get to enjoy the same other amenities that other children get to.
It's a brand new program at Irving's Aquatic Centers for children with special needs. We're there to find out how they benefit from the water.
It's pretty exciting, yeah. It's fun to have the whole team in.
It's really kind of a perfect opportunity for us.
These Hilton employees are learning about the very newest tools and making an economic impact at the same time. We'll explain how. Plus, another major employer celebrates a relocation, what Craigslist users should know about this spot, and the big cause behind this bike safety event. This is City Source. Crime in Irving is down for an 11th straight year. That's the word from Irving's police chief. Hello and welcome to City Source. I'm Thomas Gandy. We broke the news here live on ICTN during Open Line. According to numbers provided by Irving Police, crime was down about 6.5% in 2015. Looking back 11 years, police say crime is down by nearly 50% since that time. Last year, thefts and vehicle burglaries were among the categories seeing the biggest decline. Chief Boyd talked more about it on Open Line.
We also saw a reduction in aggravated assaults last year, which is a good thing because a big part of our aggravated assaults are domestic violence crimes. And so anytime we can see a reduction there, that's a good thing for us as a community.
Chief Boyd says the lower crime rate is no reason for residents to let their guards down. Locking doors, leaving valuables out of sight, and other common sense precautions continue to be important. Also, get to know your neighbors.
When we know each other as a community, we're safer. We certainly promote crime watch groups, neighborhood associations, things where people get to know each other. In my neighborhood, we don't just do it in the sense of we meet at National Night Out. We have a Facebook presence. Anytime something's going on in the neighborhood, you'll start reading it about it on Facebook, and so people can be aware and alert and watch out for each other.
On Open Line, Chief Boyd also addressed the new open carry law, police body cameras, and more. Catch the whole interview at youtube.com/The City of Irving. Police continue to depend upon alert residents, so that's why we bring you Crime Fighters. Watch this surveillance video. About an hour after a UPS driver dropped off a package at a home, a woman pulls up and casually walks up and is seen taking the package away. Investigators believe it's related to another crime. A woman tried to pass forged checks in the 1900 block of East Grawweiler. Anyone with information is asked to call 972-273-1010 or email ipdcrimetips@cityofirving.org, and that's how you can be a City Source crime fighter. The Irving Police Department has a new program that will be of special interest to people who buy and sell on Craigslist and similar websites. It's called the Exchange Zone, and it's a specially marked area in front of the Criminal Justice Center on North O'Connor Road. As you see mentioned on the sign there, the site is under continuous video surveillance. Police say that makes it a good spot for illegal e-commerce and even child custodial exchanges. But even if you don't use this exchange zone, police offer tips when doing business with someone you don't know so you don't get scammed or robbed. Avoid going to a seller's home or having someone come to your own home. Instead, meet at a public place. Watch for counterfeit cash and forged checks. Carefully inspect items. Most are sold as is. If you are scammed, report it to the website you used and the Irving Police Department. Drones with cameras can capture some pretty incredible video and are a lot of fun to fly. We hear more and more about all of the different ways drones can be used. But as more people get them, the Federal Aviation Administration wants to make sure everyone follows the rules to not interfere with air traffic. It is a topic especially important in Irving. That's a drone making that startup noise, and seconds later, it's flying above this park, recording video along the way.
Oh yeah, it's a blast.
For Sean Koval, it is fun, but also a business. Sean is a longtime freelance photojournalist covering big stories for ICTN and also has a production company called Haywire Studios. He uses drones in his work to get shots like this.
and make our production value a little higher.
He knows a lot about drones and has some at home, too.
My little boy, he loves to fly his Millennium Falcon.
And then he also has this tiny drone.
But my dog's pretty afraid of it.
While the small, lightweight ones are not much of a safety concern, Sean says sometimes people may be too quick to try out one of the larger drones.
These things can be unpredictable.
Our message is one of safety.
The Federal Aviation Administration called reporters out to DFW Airport on a foggy morning to spread the word about drone safety and registration.
Our primary purpose for registration is to encourage people to get educated, to learn the rules.
That's because the same drones catching beautiful sweeping shots and inspiring creativity could sometimes go wrong.
You okay?
YouTube has a lot of examples of what can happen to drones that either fail or are not operated properly. Sites like these lead to a big safety advisory.
Always make sure that you're operating in a safe area. For instance, don't fly over people.
Also, the FAA prohibits drones from being flown more than 400 feet in the air. Most people probably won't do that because that's even higher than the top of Williams Square. And there is another thing for Irving residents to know before flying a drone at any height. What do people in Irving need to know about being so close to the airport?
If you live within 5 miles of an airport, you want to make sure that you notify the airport and the control tower that you're going to be operating. If there's a safety problem, control tower is going to let you know.
A lot of Irving is in areas affected by those restrictions. The zones around both DFW International Airport and Love Field cover part of the city. Residents living closest to DFW should call 972-615-2509 before flying. And for people closest to Love Field, it's 214-353-1502.
Obviously, you don't want to have a situation where a small aircraft ends up running into a larger aircraft or in some other way causing problems for safety.
In 2015, the FAA reported more than 1,100 cases of pilots spotting drones flying close to aircraft. There have even been a couple of cases here at DFW Airport that caused runways to be shut down for a short time.
Yeah, there's this app called Hover.
Sean uses an app to help him keep track of where it's safe to fly. It shows this spot near his Tarrant County home is just outside of a restricted area.
If people know that there's a safety issue and they think about it, they're not going to do something deliberate.
So far, the FAA has not reported any concerns about drones connected to any kind of intentional attack locally. Penalties are possible for violators, as well as owners of unregistered drones.
The law allows for up to $27,500 for not registering an aircraft. In criminal cases, it could involve 3 years in prison.
For now, the FAA wants to focus more on education, making sure users know how to properly and lawfully operate a drone. Registration is at FAA.gov. It costs $5.
What you'll be issued is a unique identification number. That number should be put on your drone in a visible place. Then whenever you operate it, you need to make sure that you have your proof of registration with you.
Sean understands the reasons behind the rules and hopes his fellow drone operators will use care while flying.
Be responsible and follow the guidelines. They're there for a reason.
We want people to have fun, but we also want them to be safe.
By the way, I checked with Irving Police, and at least so far, they have not reported any noteworthy problems with drones. People interested in running for City Council must file paperwork by Friday, February 19th. Packets are available in the City Secretary's office and at cityofirving.org. Place 2 is at large, meaning candidates may live anywhere in Irving. Places 1 and 7 are single-member districts. Candidates in those races are required to have lived in their respective district for at least a year. Here are some dates to keep in mind. Early voting runs April 25th through May 3rd. Election day is May 7th. The City Secretary's office can answer election questions. That number is 972-721-2493. The city's new aquatics program for children with special needs just kicked off. It's called Aquastars. We were there for opening day and talked with some of the participants. As soon as he gets into the water, 6-year-old Alex Espino's smile gets a lot bigger.
He's a fish. I mean, even from when he was in my tummy, He was just loved always the water.
There is a reason why Alex may love the water even more than a lot of other kids.
He has autism spectrum disorder with cognitive delay and speech delay. And so children in particular with autism, they love the water. It's just something about the water that soothes them.
Alex is here at the Heritage Aquatic Center with some of his friends as a new program kicks off.
This is the inaugural day for our AquaStars program, an outreach to our exceptional needs community here in Irving. And in fact, we're not limiting it just to Irving. Folks from neighboring communities may come as well. We've invited kids under the age of 18 who have any type of exceptional need to come and enjoy a day of swimming with their families.
What do you think of this program?
Perfect. Yeah, that's perfect.
This is a pilot program that started with a suggestion.
We had a citizen come up to us and was inquiring about what actual programs we do for our special needs population.
They said there was nothing like that, but I was like, well, why not?
Her suggestions make a lot of sense. We try and listen to our citizens.
We looked into it, and there was an opportunity that we couldn't pass up.
So they got together to launch AquaStars. For now, it's monthly. During the winter months, it will be here at the Heritage Aquatic Center, which is specially equipped.
Number one, the water is relatively warm. We do keep it at 84 degrees.
We have a roll-in wheelchair into the water.
We also have ADA handicap lifts.
There are also ramps, which prove to be a popular play spot.
And during the summer months in June, July, and August, we're actually going to go out to the West Irving Aquatic Facility.
As we saw a few years back when the Miracle League visited, that aquatic center also has a lot of features making it accessible. Organizers believe all of this will benefit the children.
So the number one thing is that if you look out in the pool, they're actually getting some exercise.
One of the great things about water is it allows people with any kind of a mobility issue to kind of ditch the limitations and go out there and have fun and move around.
She have a Down syndrome.
Syndrome.
And also she have a hip dislocation. Her leg not really strong. And the doctor referred that we play in the water a lot.
I think it's great. I wish more people would have come out, but needless to say, this is a pilot program.
There were smiles on all the kids' faces until this moment as the event winds down. Listen.
See, he doesn't want to leave. Okay, well, don't cry. Dry your eyes. Dry your eyes and be a big boy, and you can go swimming for 5 minutes, okay?
Only a few more minutes of fun on this day, but they will be back.
I'm just really appreciative to the City of Irving and to the Parks and Recreation Board in particular for listening to a parent who's on a mission.
We just really have high hopes for this. I'm excited about it because the more different parts of our community we can reach, the better we're doing our job. So I'm hoping we have great response.
Yeah, they had a lot of fun. And here are some of the upcoming dates for AquaStars. It starts at 11:30 a.m. on those days at the Heritage Aquatic Center. Parents involved are really hoping that people will spread the word. AquaStars cost $1. The City of Irving celebrated Martin Luther King Jr. Day with 2 events. One was an observance at the Irving Arts Center, which will be featured on ICTN's About Town. There was also a day of service, which focused on bike safety. City Source reporter Amshi Stephenson has that story.
Children eager to refine their skills and learn how not to get hurt turned out for a bicycle safety rodeo.
I've been riding a bicycle for 3 years.
It all happened at Irving's Georgia Farrow Recreation Center.
We invited all the elementary schools in this area to come join us today. And we're going to have a obstacle course for the bikes. They can use one of the bikes if they don't have a bike. We have helmets.
First, we need to make sure that everybody has a helmet, first and foremost. The second thing is just learning some basic bicycle maneuvers to keep yourself safe, to avoid obstacles, to avoid people that don't see you as you ride.
First 3 letters of the ABCs stand for A, air pressure. Check the air, make sure it's okay before you ride it. B, brakes, the chain, this. Make sure it's not rusty, although the spike's old.
These important lessons come as part of the MLK Day of Service.
And, to bring families together.
Proud parent Karina Warner expresses how important bike safety is.
My young son just learned how to ride without training wheels just a couple months ago. We have helmets at home, and I tell them they need to wear their helmets because I know that children can have accidents and want them to be safe.
After the kids pedaled their way through the obstacle course a few times, there were bike giveaways.
Warner! Oh, that's awesome!
In addition to the bike rodeo outside, participants can make their way inside the Georgia Faro Recreation Center. About 3 tables are set up to let people know about bike safety and community service.
It means giving of yourself, volunteering of your time, making a sacrifice.
This is exciting to be here, to be a part of this, to see the families come out, the young people, and want them to know about service.
3 local organizations attended the event in hopes of recruiting new volunteers. Hope Worldwide Ministries, who donated the helmets and bikes to the kids, the Irving Carrollton branch of the NAACP, and Great Days of Service, this year's recipient of the Martin Luther King Jr. Service Award.
Great Days of Service is an organization that since 2002 has helped Irving residents with home repairs.
We have done about 340 homes in a period of 15 years.
This is the 2nd annual Day of Service rally in the 1st year incorporating the Bike Safety Rodeo.
Dennis Webb, thank you.
Irving Mayor Pro Tem Dennis Webb challenged attendees to follow Dr. King's example.
King Day of Service aims to transform the federal holiday honoring Dr. King into a national day of community service grounded in the teachings of nonviolence and social justice. The holiday gives people of all ages and all backgrounds a chance to come together and strengthen their community, to bridge social barriers, and move our nation closer to the beloved community that Dr. King envisioned.
Messages people hear, hope will inspire those who hear it throughout the year.
And we're continuing on in the legacy of Dr. King and getting civil rights for everyone.
Amshi Stephenson for City Source.
Let's turn now to business news. Major Irving employer NEC moved into new headquarters in the city, and we were there for the ribbon cutting.
I want to welcome everyone to the new home of NEC Corporation of America.
This building is very good for us to have the culture that we are trying, building, which is, very open, very bright. We have a lot of meeting spaces, and also we have an executive briefing center. This is where we're going to bring our customers, important customers, to show our technology.
And when we heard that there was a possibility that NEC might be moving, might be leaving that one building in Irving, we really did put out the hardcore press.
We had an option of going to California or Chicago or New York, but we really liked being here in Texas, being close to the airport, and that was really a key thing for us to continue to stay here.
When you look at our location, our access to quality workforce, connectivity to the airport and the world, Irving, Texas is the premier address.
We've had always a good relationship with the Chamber, and Chamber always, made sure that we have good relationship with the city.
Strong partnership with the city and its business is critical for success. And at Irving Los Colinas, we are fortunate to have engaged and committed businesses like NEC.
We are also committed to contributing to the community through the activity of the NEC Foundation.
To have a corporation that not only invests in its local community, but has made a commitment to Texas and continue to help us advance our economic development mission to recruit other businesses. It's a great day to celebrate.
We look forward to continuing a very strong corporate partnership with NEC now and for years to come in the future.
We have really the momentum of this area, so we are very excited, and I'm really personally committed to participate in the growth of this community.
Our next business story takes us to the Irving Convention Center. Just months after moving its headquarters to this area, Hilton North America hosted a big employee event at the Convention Center. We got to see some of the latest tools hitting the market and found out about the impact locally. This demonstration in Irving,
our new saw, the DS-H700X,
could help spark sales across the continent. This is part of Hilton North America's annual meeting.
showing off new tools, getting everybody excited.
We bring all our management team from across the US and Canada to one meeting to set the tone for the year.
There's always a lot of excitement in these meetings.
We need to find out who are the customers.
It's the first time Hilton is hosting this 4-day meeting at the Irving Convention Center.
This is a great event, and it's actually kind of one of those events that is the size that we built this building for.
In fact, Hilton is using the entire building. Big banquets in the 4th floor ballroom, meetings and tech demos on the 3rd floor, supersized tools in the 1st floor lobby, these demos we showed you on the patio, and more.
We've had a Mary Kay conference in here that used the whole building. We've had large-scale events like Comic-Con that use the whole building, but very, very differently. This is a corporation using the whole building. It's very rewarding for us because these are the kinds of groups we had in mind as much as all of those others as we were thinking about what this building needed to do.
And as this video from Hilton shows, they even used the loading dock.
We're a company that breaks concrete and breaks steel. You know, it's perfect having an outside area where we can really get dirty with some of our gas saws and our jackhammers and breakers.
We're really happy with the facility. It's actually working out better than our expectation. I think our people are happy.
More than 700 guests are here, and their impact extends beyond the convention center.
Irving's hotels are benefiting, Irving's restaurants are benefiting, Irving's suppliers are benefiting. It's doing exactly what it should do.
This event comes about 6 months after Hilton moved its North American headquarters to Plano and opened a product development and tool service center here in Irving.
The Dallas-Fort Worth Metroplex has exceeded all of our expectations. Everybody's found the right place to live. Everybody's excited about all the things to do here. It's really, really hard to express the satisfaction I have and how well it has gone.
I'm a measuring specialist out of Vancouver, Canada.
The company believes this event will help it continue to grow. These are regional sales managers learning about the company's latest innovations. They know they have to be ready to answer customer questions. That's why this event is so heavy on demonstrations.
We always want to practice against our competitors to see where we line up.
In the foreground, that's a competitor's saw blade still going, and then Hilton's. The message they hope to show to customers is that time saved is money saved.
So Raphael, what is this we're looking at here? Here we're looking at a rotating laser.
You can see the green beam is a lot more intense than traditional red lasers. The extra brightness can be helpful on outdoor, sunlit construction sites. They are all products Hilton believes will boost sales.
We're actually accelerating our growth
while bringing jobs and other business to Irving along the way.
We're thrilled to have one of our facilities in Irving, and we're thrilled to be using the Irving facility. We've already rebooked it 2 more times.
So it's really kind of a perfect opportunity for us.
It's pretty exciting, yeah. It's fun to have the whole team in.
Neat to see a lot of that. And after that meeting, Hilton told convention center reps that the venue and its staff made this year's meeting the best in the international company's history. So quite a good review there. And here's what else is coming up at the convention center. January 29th through 31st, the long-running Zest Fest is back for another year of spicy fun. February 5th is for all of the electronic dance music fans. It's Electrofest, and we'll be there to cover it. February 13th and 14th, expect big crowds at Dallas Comic-Con Sci-Fi Expo. February 19th and 20th, the Sports Radio 1310 The Tickets annual Ticket Stock. Find ticket prices and a full listing of public events at irvingconventioncenter.com. DART is calling on young artists to create art that could be seen on the side of its buses. And along with that recognition comes a chance at a $1,000 prize. The theme this year is DART to Discovery, and there will be winners in different grade levels. Full details are at dart.org/art contest. The deadline is February 29th. And with that, it's time to head out to the Animal Care campus. Intern Letitia has our Pets of the Week.
Thanks, Thomas. I'm here at the Animal Care campus. I'm with Katie. And Katie, tell us about our first pet of the week.
This is Audrey. She is a 6-month-old Chihuahua mix. She's very friendly, very active. She's good with everybody. She'd be good for a family with children. Since she is a puppy, she would need toys and probably a yard to run around in, but otherwise she'd make a great companion.
So before we would come in and adopt Audrey, what is something we would need to know about her?
Well, since she is a puppy, I mean, she is going to be more active. So, you know, she would definitely need to have a lot of time dedicated to her to kind of wear her out. But otherwise, yeah, I mean, she seems to get along with everybody. So I don't think you'd really have a problem working with her too much.
And who is our second pet of the week?
This is Leo. He is a pit mix. He's about 2 months old. He is a puppy, of course. He's very active, energetic. He's been doing great since he's been here. He would need a lot of toys, a lot of time, but otherwise he would be good for really any family. I really think he'd be good for anybody. I mean, younger is always the better, so if you can get them when they're really young and kind of work with them, they tend to turn out to be great dogs for really any family. I know some people are kind of against the pits, but I mean, I've had such good experiences with them, puppy or older. You know, it just really depends on how much time you put into them and, you know, give them the stimulation that they need.
Okay, Katie, and tell us about our last pet of the week.
This is Lady. She is a Chihuahua mix. She's 5 years old. She was actually originally adopted a year ago, but brought back because of her owner had health issues. The kind of environment she would probably do well in would be with no kids, and she seems to really gravitate towards women. Men, it's a little up and down, but otherwise she's a really sweet dog.
And what are the benefits of having a slightly older dog? Because she's like 6 years old.
She is potty trained, so it's not like you have to go through retraining a dog. They're pretty much kind of stuck in their ways, and her ways seem to be pretty good. I mean, I haven't seen anything yet that I'm like, ooh, that's a problem. Yeah, so you don't have to worry about anything like that too much with her.
And that was our pets of the week. Back to you, Thomas.
All right, some good ones there. Thanks a lot, Letitia. The Animal Care Campus is located at 4140 Valley View Lane. It is open Tuesday through Friday from 11 a.m. until 6 p.m. Then on Saturday, the hours are 10 a.m. until 5 p.m. Also, check out the websites you see on the screen. Mayor Beth Van Dyne is talking about progress in Irving at State of the City. We'll have highlights on the next City Source. Also, the University of Dallas opened a new building for its School of Business. Learn about the record-setting gift that made it possible. Those stories and more next time. You can email us your thoughts on our stories. The address is ictn@cityofirving.org. We may read some of your messages here on the show, or you can always comment on our videos at youtube.com/thecityofirving. The city is also now on Instagram. And that's it for this edition of City Source. We leave you now with more of Hilton's event at the Irving Convention Center. Thanks to everyone who was a part of this one, and thank you for watching. We'll see you next time.